Now, Good Morning Northwest breaking this morning. Heroes answering the call face unthinkable danger. 2 North Idaho firefighters killed, a third shot in what police say was an ambush. The suspected gunman is dead this morning. We have the latest in live reports from Coeur d'Alene. In the somber procession down Interstate 90, the bodies of those 2 firefighters killed in the line of duty, taken from Coeur d'Alene to Spokane. The emotional show of support and why woman says she had to be there. And the outpouring of love and support for Coeur d'Alene Fire and Kootenai County Fire and Rescue from agencies and leaders around the area. You are watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Robin Nance. Natalie Grant has the morning off. She's off all week. It is Monday, June 30th. Let's check in with meteorologist Matt Gray and our first alert forecast.
And it's going to be a hot one today, Robin. We were in the mid-80s yesterday, and you can start to feel things. We're getting a little warm out there, where we're going to take, in some cases, a 10-degree jump for this afternoon. That's why there's a heat advisory in effect for the next 2 days. Tuesday going to be the hottest day by far this week. Do want to consider making sure you're doing the right things, finding that extra shade, taking more breaks, getting yourself hydrated more than you would normally, and limiting your time outside if you can during the afternoon and early evening hours when those temperatures will be the hottest. And that sun is going to be beaten down. Barely a cloud in the sky today. Very still winds as well. Just a light wind at about 3, 4, 5 miles an hour at most. So you're not going to have much of a breeze to help cool you off. Temperatures will be up into the 90s. By 1 or 2 o'clock, and that's where they'll kind of hover then for the rest of the day, with a low to mid-90s around Spokane and around Coeur d'Alene for today. We'll also see some temperatures get much hotter in the Columbia Basin from Grand Coulee down to Moses Lake. We're talking upper 90s, same for along the Okanagan River, 99 to 101 in the LC Valley for today. And remember, it gets even hotter on Tuesday. We'll take a closer look coming up.
Matt, thanks. This morning, we continue following breaking news of a devastating day in Coeur d'Alene.
This was a total ambush. These firefighters did not have a chance.
2 firefighters are dead, another in the hospital, victims of a gunman who used fire to lure them in. Firefighters responding to a fire on Canfield Mountain quickly pulled into a life-or-death scenario no one could have expected. A gunman who investigators say started that fire, then opened fire on the people who came to put it out. Derek Strom is live near the scene on the Canfield fire. And Derek, we know the gunman is dead. We're told there's no threat to the community now. Just walk us through what we know about what happened out there.
Robin, Kootenai County Sheriff Bob Norris says deputies keyed in on a cell phone signal that stayed near the scene of the crime, and that's what led them to the shooter's body. Now, you can't quite see the smoke quite as well as you could a little bit earlier, but it's still hanging in the air around Canfield Mountain. You can certainly smell it as well. The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office says they did confirm that the fire was contained late last night. Now, it all started in the popular hiking and recreation area north of I-90 in Coeur d'Alene. 40 minutes after the first call came in, firefighters called in and said they'd been shot. And for the next several hours, it was race against time to get them help and to stop the gunman.
We do believe that the suspect started the fire, and we do believe that it was an ambush and it was intentional.
Sheriff Bob Norris says deputies have already moved the shooter's body from the scene. He says the sheriff's office plans to come back to the scene today, and he anticipated they will find more weapons throughout the course of their investigation today. And we still don't know the identity of the gunman. And we do know law enforcement did exchange gunfire with the shooter, but the sheriff's office has not confirmed how the shooter died. I'll be reaching out to the sheriff's office, and I'll continue to bring more updates as we find out more information about that today. Live in Coeur d'Alene, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
This was the scene down Interstate 90. First responders from throughout the region in a powerful and somber procession from the hospital in Coeur d'Alene to the medical examiner's office in Spokane. That is where their autopsies will be conducted. The community wasted no time honoring these heroes with that powerful show of support. People lined the overpasses, some waved flags, others stopped to salute. And we know this is just the beginning of how the community will rally for these fallen heroes. Law enforcement vehicles lined the streets surrounding the medical center. Fire trucks and sheriff's cars waited patiently to accompany the bodies of the 2 firefighters who were shot and killed yesterday. Their bodies taken to Spokane for autopsy. Some community members chose to join them, standing along the road, waving flags, paying their respects to the fallen firefighters.
Just came out to show support and honor the people that lost their lives just trying to do the job that they do every day.
Others told us their hearts ache for those affected. And early this morning, both the Coeur d'Alene Fire Department and the Kootenai County Fire and Rescue adding a black band to their logos on Facebook in mourning and remembrance, honoring their fallen comrades. And support for the community has been pouring in even as the scene was active. Idaho Governor Brad Little posting on X saying, quote, multiple heroic firefighters were attacked today while responding to a fire in North Idaho. This is a heinous direct assault on our brave firefighters. I ask all Idahoans to pray for them and their families as we wait to learn more. And Idaho Attorney General Raul Labrador also posting on X writing, these heroes put their lives on the line for us every day. They should never be targets. Please keep our first responders and their families in your prayers. And we are curating these responses and adding them to our complete coverage as they come in. You can find that on KXLY.com. It's important to remember this is the beginning of a grieving process for our community. Our condolences are with the fire departments and their families and everyone touched by this unthinkable tragedy. And we want to recap for you the key information that we have right now. 2 firefighters were killed, one from the city of Coeur d'Alene, the other from Kootenai Fire and Rescue. Investigators now believe there was just one gunman and that person is dead. His body taken from the scene as the wildfire burned. The wildfire on Canfield Mountain is under control. It is not out yet, but under control. Investigators believe the gunman set it to lure in firefighters. And finally, even though the suspected gunman is dead, the investigation into what happened is in its early stages. Stay informed with updates throughout the day on KXLY+. Good morning. Northwest time is now just about 7 minutes after 6 o'clock. Meteorologist Matt Gray, you are bringing in a warm, dry end of June.
Yeah, warm, dry end of June. It's just been a dry June overall. Many places with no rain in the forecast today. You got many places here behind me sitting their driest June on record. We're talking about even more dry weather and hot weather as we start July coming up.
And Hoop Fest is over, but your body probably still feeling it if you played. Coming up, the medical director's best tips to recover from this weekend's bumps, bruises, and soreness. Medicaid cuts and tax changes hang in the balance as the Senate begins its big vote on the president's big, beautiful bill. Coming up, why one Republican senator says no to re-election over it.
Live stream KXLY+ on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by R&R RV.
The sale of the season is here. It's the Star-Spangled 4th of July sale at Furniture Row. That's 11 days where the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend on living, dining, bedroom, and mattresses. Plus, make your cash go further with 60 months no-interest financing. And check out doorbusters while they last. But don't wait. The Star-Spangled 4th of July sale at Furniture Row ends Monday the 7th.
When it comes to getting what's fair for your auto accident, the scales of justice can be a bit unbalanced.
Insurance companies are big, and they know it. They'll delay payment and deny valid claims,
hoping you'll give up and take a lowball offer.
So how do you get what's fair?
Call Russell and Hill.
We've handled thousands of injury cases and have the resources to make the insurance company pay up.
Injured and getting big-timed by the insurance company?
Call 800-LAW-0842.
It started with a drive down 8th Avenue.
Wow, what is this place?
A permanent year-round market rooted in sustainability, equity, and community. BECU stepped in with trust-based philanthropy and a commitment to the community.
Our partnership with Scale House is helping our members, it's helping our community grow, thrive, get access to food.
From arts to agriculture, Scale House Market is a place where people grow together.
Most people think child abuse is a bad parent problem.
Actually, the root causes may be different than you think.
Let us explain. Affordable housing for everyone.
That prevents child abuse. And access to health care in every community
prevents child abuse too. And high quality, affordable child care. School breakfasts and lunch programs.
Paid family leave.
All of this prevents child abuse.
It's all about keeping families out of crisis in the first place.
At least 1 in 7 children in the United States have experienced abuse or neglect in the past year. Prevent Child Abuse America promotes policies, programs, and resources informed by science that help communities, parents, and kids thrive.
Because when we keep families out of crisis,
we prevent child abuse
from ever happening.
Go to preventchildabuse.org to learn more and find a local chapter in your state.
That's preventchildabuse.org. Let's solve child abuse before it ever happens.
New York time is 6:10. Here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. The Senate's marathon voting session on President Trump's sweeping agenda bill is expected to begin, well, anytime now. And during the session known as a vote-a-rama, lawmakers may offer as many amendments to the bill as they want to vote on. Only after that's finished can a final vote on the bill be held. Over the weekend, North Carolina Senator Thom Tillis announced he would not seek re-election next year. Tillis is one of only 2 Republicans who voted against advancing the tax and spending cuts package, citing concerns about the impact that cuts to Medicaid would have on his constituents. On his social media site, Trump called Tillis's decision great news. In a bid to restart trade negotiations with the Trump administration, Canada announced yesterday that it will rescind its digital services tax. Set to take effect today, it would have taxed online services from large tech companies such as Amazon, Apple, Google, Meta, and Microsoft, retroactive to 2022. On Friday, President Trump canceled trade talks between the two nations and blamed the tax, saying it was a direct and blatant attack on the U.S. Now, the two countries hope to resume talks and reach a deal by July 21st.
Takeaways today in your forecast. If you can find a pool or something like that over the next couple of days to stay cool, that's a great idea. Big temperature jump to the 90s today. Hottest weather on Tuesday. It'll still be pretty warm Wednesday as well.
Congratulations to all of you who took part in Hoop Fest 35 and survived. As fun as it is, injuries can derail any experience. And now that the weekend's wrapped up, it's time to recover. The more major injuries in events like these include Achilles and ACL ruptures, knee dislocations, and concussions. But most injuries are more bumps and bruises, and Hoop Fest medical director Nicholas Strasser says those numbers were down. He also spoke to us about how to rest your body best after Hoop Fest. Ice and over-the-counter pain meds like Tylenol and Advil can help with discomfort, but the best recovery goes deeper.
But in truth, it's about that mobility work, stretching. Try not to just sit until the pain goes away. That tends to make things last a lot longer than it should. But if you can start to move in a gentle, low-impact fashion, really good hydration, again, good nutrition, and keeping a close eye on those injuries, or those bumps and bruises, I should say, that tends to recover as quickly as possible.
And just think, you have 362 days to recover and get in tip-top shape for Hoop Fest 36. It's now 6:12. It is Money Saving Monday, and we are talking about something that affects most of us, debt. Financial experts say now's the perfect time for a mid-year debt checkup. We'll show you 2 proven strategies to pay down your debt faster right after this.
I hope for people that choose to watch my forecast on Good Morning Northwest is as you're making your plans for the day, you know what's coming up for your day and how to plan it, and that you have a little bit of fun on the way.
Plan your day with Matt Gray, only on Good Morning Northwest.
After a car wreck, the longer you wait, the harder it can be to get what you deserve. Don't let big insurance get ahead of you.
Our team acts quickly to handle everything for you.
After my recent accident, I knew I needed help, so I called Craig Swap and Associates. They really fought for me and treated me fairly every step of the way.
Don't wait. Call Craig Swap and Associates today and let us handle it for you. One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
At Gold Seal Plumbing, we do one thing, and we do it well. We're plumbers. In fact, we're the largest plumbing company in the region, and we're proud to say we've been voted the best plumbing company since 2009. We give you upfront pricing so you know exactly what you'll pay before we start. And we do everything from drain cleaning to trenchless sewer repair. So if you want plumbing done right the first time, call a plumber. And call the best. Call Gold Seal Plumbing. We're on our way.
Win and save with Lucky Number Tuesday at Bi-Mart. Win great prizes this week from Cuisinart, Igloo, Shelter Logic, and more. Plus save with special Tuesday-only pricing. Win and save on Lucky Number Tuesday only at Bi-Mart.
At St. Joseph's Indian School, we know that a Native American child's future depends on a strong foundation.
At St. Joseph's Indian School, they care for the kids.
Our students come from many places, seeking a good education, a safe place to learn, and Native American values that enrich their lives.
It's on us to teach our younger generations, our children.
At St. Joseph's Indian School, children get their best chance to succeed in life.
I like being here because I live and learn at St. Joseph's. When I'm here, I feel like I'm home.
Our children are our greatest endeavor. By investing in their education, we honor their past and secure their future. To learn more, go to stjo.org today.
You expect more from local news. Natalie Grant delivers.
With no staff noticing until it was too late.
Your trusted anchor in the newsroom and in the field.
Was there ever a question in your mind if these ballots weren't in a safe location?
Focused on the real issues that impact us all every day.
Leaving students and families confused and concerned.
It's not just about delivering the news. It's about earning your trust and making your life better. Only on 4 News Now.
4 News Now is brought to you by BECU and the Scalehouse Market.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Welcome back. It's now 6:16. Debt is not usually a fun thing to talk about. In today's Money Saving Monday, we're getting expert advice on how to get some stress relief when it comes to your debt, how to pay yourself first, and specific times you should buckle down and prioritize paying down your debt. Kirsten O'Connor shows us the quick steps to a debt checkup.
We are halfway through 2025, and maybe you got a raise, or maybe you have an unexpected expense, or decided to take a big vacation. Financial experts say now's the time for a debt checkup.
Yeah, midpoint of the year is a good time to reevaluate your goals. I mean, I know a lot of people set New Year's resolutions, but life can change quickly.
Martha Preston, the chief financial officer for OB Credit Union, says if you receive a bonus or it's a month with an extra paycheck, focus on your debt first.
Even one extra payment on your 30-year mortgage can shave years and thousands of dollars off your loan.
There are 2 main strategies to pay down your debt. The first is called the avalanche method.
You take the highest interest rate and start paying that one off first, because that's going to save you the most interest money.
The second, which might work if you like a quick payoff, is called the snowball method.
The snowball method makes you use the smallest balance first and pay that down. And I like it because you get a quick win and you can get that payment gone off of your to-do list.
Then set a monthly target and set up automatic payments to chip away at your debt after every payday.
That way I'm paying myself first, and I'm staying consistent and avoiding temptation.
And if you want to get a step ahead, find someone to keep you on track.
I know debt isn't a fun thing to talk about, but find an accountability buddy. Chances are they're in debt too, and they could use somebody to talk to.
For this Money Saving Monday, I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
All right, good stuff to be thinking about, getting your debt in order here. Look at that. Gorgeous start to the morning.
Yeah, it looks very nice, and boy, I wish it could feel as nice this afternoon, but we're taking a big jump in temperatures. It'll be the hottest weather we've had in about 3 weeks. So for those of you who are like, well, it's only in the 90s. We get the 90s. It's summer. Like, well, guess what here? It's been 3 weeks since we've been even close to temperatures like this. We had that super cool weekend a couple weekends ago. So we're about to see some of the hottest weather we have seen so far this entire year, and only rivaling 3 weeks ago when we had those record hot temperatures that Monday and that Tuesday 3 weeks ago, early in June. So today, highs about 92 in Spokane, 91 in Coeur d'Alene. My point is, we're not quite used to this just yet. We've only had a couple days with weather even close to this hot. Upper 90s. Omak, Grand Coulee, Moses Lake, 99, 101 into the Lewiston area, 90s as well across the Palouse, and even places like Sandpoint, Colville, and Bonners Ferry. And then for Tuesday, it gets even hotter, so this will likely be one of the hottest days we've had so far this year. 96 in Spokane, 95 in Coeur d'Alene. We'll see low 100s again across much of the central part of Washington State and into the LC Valley. So it is going to be especially hot on Tuesday. Thankfully, this is not going to extend much longer than that, as the heat is going to break as this ridge of high pressure that's going to help that dome of heat to build starts to move off into the northern plains. That brings in a low from the Gulf of Alaska. It's not going to bring much of the way of moisture, but it is going to cool us off a little bit. It's also going to come with some rain and just enough moisture that we may be looking at 1 or 2 dry thunderstorms, and that has been starting to come up here on our simulated radar models as we've taking a look at Wednesday. You can see this is about noon Wednesday, trying to get some stuff going here. So that's going to be important because it's unlikely that we would see any notable rainfall, but the possibility perhaps of some thunder and lightning with these warm temperatures continuing in the 90s again on Wednesday. So something I'll be watching very closely, so that we should probably all be watching together as well. In the meantime, the other thing we're watching this morning is smoke around the Coeur d'Alene area from that fire on Canfield Mountain. Moderate air quality right now, likely to stay that way through the morning. I'm hoping for some lift in the afternoon, some rising air and some improvement in air quality for the afternoon. And then hopefully we can be done with that. So Wednesday's the day to watch. Tuesday's the day that's going to be the hottest. Much nicer weather by the time we get to the 4th of July. It's looking pretty nice. But it's not the 4th yet. It's Monday. And you know what that means? It's time for Pet of the Week.
June is Adopt a Shelter Cat Month, and even though there's only one day left, we promise to have many of these adorable felines available throughout the summer. Or if you would like an adult cat, there are several looking for forever homes too. Like Lana with her beautiful green eyes, or Big Dude, who really is, or Squeaks, who is 14, but don't tell him that. Companions Animal Center always has a variety of animals available for adoption. Stop by and see which one will melt your heart. And remember, every animal is altered, vaccinated, and microchipped before leaving the center. For more information or to see the many animals available, you can always visit our website at companionsanimalcenter.org.
Yep, Squeaks. I love Squeaks. It's now 6:21. Age is but a number to some athletes, and one Hoop Fest first-timer has taken that to the extreme. Sports director Jack Wallace shares an unusual case he ran into. That's right after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Life is an opportunity to grow, to feel, to excel. Life moves at its own pace, daring you to keep up. Life pushes you to be better and to go farther. Life has you here. We're just here to help.
In a world where life moves too fast, one place brings us back to what truly matters. Memories aren't made in traffic jams or office meetings. They're made out here, where the road leads to adventure and every mile is a story waiting to be told. At R&R RV, we don't just sell RVs. We fuel your journey with expert service and a passion for adventure. Because the best moments in life don't fit inside 4 walls.
Zook's tasty, tender dog treats can turn every outing into an adventure. From park to peak, wherever you roam, don't forget the Zooks. Zook's dog treats. Choose your adventure.
Is it time to update your living spaces? Don't overspend at the big box store. Come see us at Consign Furniture. We have the largest selection of like-new consignment furniture in Liberty Lake. No long wait times on couches to dining sets, rugs, and more. And our team will deliver today. Inventory moves fast. Check us out online or stop by today.
Consign Furniture. It's the easy way to sell, smart way to buy.
You expect more from local news. Robin Nance delivers.
You were attacked yourself.
Yeah. Your trusted anchor in the newsroom and in the field.
So you would do it that often?
Yeah, like every single time I would eat.
Committed to uncovering the truth.
How often does it happen? How often do you call police?
It's not just about delivering the news. It's about earning your trust.
Do you think we're on the right track with this unit?
Where and when it matters most. Only on 4 News Now.
Fire threatens everything in its path. When it threatens our communities, we respond, and we bring the fight to the front line. Find out more about serving your community part-time by visiting NationalGuard.com.
When experiencing Hoop Fest, you see thousands of people come here from all walks of life. But how about folks that are almost 80 years old coming for their very first Hoop Fest? Eric Bennett knows a thing or two.
Yeah!
Yeah, he's our hero. He's our number one, baby. Number one.
Eric Bennett and his buddies came from Bellevue, Washington to run it back in a return to the courts, his first Hoop Fest, just a week from 80 years old.
I don't have any excuse to quit. I mean, usually people quit basketball when they have a chronic injury like a knee or an ankle or a strain that always comes back, and I'm fortunate enough that that hasn't happened, so until I get an excuse to quit, I guess I'll keep going.
The support extends to his family of athletes. His son, Colin, a former baseball player for the University of Hawaii, batting over 300 and winning multiple WAC titles.
It's good to see that we have the longevity in our family, that's for sure. This is how he's always been, you know. That's what he taught me when I was a kid, and now the roles have somewhat reversed here. I'm watching him.
Eric added how much his son's presence means. He flew well over 1,000 miles to get to Spokane to see his dad play.
He came all the way from Phoenix to watch me and give me moral support, and I appreciate that. He's a great player himself, and so I listen to him when he gives me advice.
It's just so impressive to see the physical and mental toughness it takes for somebody that old to get out here and just kill it on the courts. Gosh, it makes me tired even looking at it, and I'm a young guy, so too much for me. But reporting in Riverfront Park, I'm Jack Wallace, 4 News Now Sports.
Really impressive. It's now 6:26. We are continuing to follow the tragic events that led to the deaths of 2 firefighters this morning. Derek Strom is live in Coeur d'Alene.
There's still a lot we don't know about that ambush that killed 2 firefighters and injured a third. We'll have all the latest updates for you here from the scene in Coeur d'Alene.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the best friends of murdered University of Idaho students Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle speaking out for the first time.
You know, you see the world in pure innocence, and that all gets ripped away from you in one phone call. That's just the day that changed it all.
I don't think anyone expects anything like that ever in their life to happen, and so to even imagine it in your own life is just scary and bizarre.
The couple, who is featured in the new Prime Video docuseries One Night in Idaho, The College Murders, sharing what they remember about the day they discovered their friends and 2 of their roommates murdered.
How did you remain so calm in that moment?
And coming up at 7 a.m., more of our interview with Emily and Hunter. With your GMA First Look, I'm Kana Whitworth, ABC News, Los Angeles.
I told myself I was okay with my moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis symptoms.
With my psoriatic arthritis symptoms. But just okay isn't okay.
And I was done settling.
If you still have symptoms after trying Humira, Rinvoq works differently. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill from the makers of Humira that can rapidly relieve joint pain, stiffness, and swelling as fast as 2 weeks for some. And even at the 3-year mark, many people felt this relief. Rinvoq can stop joint damage, and in PSA, can leave skin clear or almost clear.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Ask your rheumatologist if switching to Rinvoq is right for you.
And take back what's yours.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by STCU and Volunteers Count.
First, they dip into science. Then, they dip into yum. Everyone will love the combination of crunchy sticks and creamy Nutella. Nutella and go. Dip into yum.
When allergies throw a sucker punch, the power of Claritin D punches back harder. Get fast, powerful relief of your worst symptoms, like nasal congestion. Claritin clears.
What if you had to choose between fixing the roof over your head and putting food on the table? What if that leak led to mold growing in your home? What if that meant you could not focus on finding a new job or your children could no longer focus on learning? What if you no longer had a safe place to call home? Help Rebuilding Together make emergency repairs for our neighbors who have lost jobs and have to make those difficult choices. Text REBUILD to 484848.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
We start this half hour with the 4 News Now story tracker and a couple of stories people are talking about today. The team at the San Diego Zoo is hoping to prevent certain animals from becoming extinct by cloning animals with preserved DNA. It may sound like Jurassic Park, but the curator of the Frozen Zoo says its scientists have been working on this for 50 years. By keeping the cells of more than 11,000 individual animals alive, the Frozen Zoo has been able to contribute to saving critically endangered animals over the years. In the 1980s, their samples helped take the population of the California condor from around 25 then to more than 500 today. And a few years ago, their sample from 1988 helped clone the black-footed ferret. Basketball star Malik Beasley is at the center of a federal investigation into whether he gambled on NBA games. Sources say at least one prominent sports book detected unusually heavy betting interest on Beasley's statistics beginning around January of 2024 when he was playing for the Milwaukee Bucks. During a game on January 31st, a surge of bets were placed on Beasley, making fewer than 2.5 rebounds. He finished with 6, meaning those bets lost, but the activity was unusual enough to alert the sports book and federal authorities. Good morning, Northwest. I'm Robin Nance. Natalie Grant has the week off. It is a Monday, June 30th. Let's check in with meteorologist Matt Gray. In our first alert forecast, we have a heat advisory.
That's right. We got a heat advisory today, and temperatures starting off on the mild side. That has not been unusual at all recently, but boy, this afternoon, we're taking a huge jump in temperatures, almost 10 degrees hotter compared to yesterday. You notice the haze here in the Coeur d'Alene area, and that is because of that fire from the events yesterday on Canfield Mountain. 65, the air AQI index right now, so the upper end of moderate in the Coeur d'Alene area. It does appear to be very localized at this point. I'm hoping for things to lift a little bit during the day and improve that air quality. Speaking of lifting, temperatures are going to be much above where we were yesterday. We were in the low to mid 80s. How about low to mid 90s for this afternoon? Part of the reason that heat advisory is in effect for today and for tomorrow, which is going to be the hottest day we see this week, one of the hottest days we have had all year long so far. Make sure you're staying hydrated, that you're limiting your time outside when possible as we get used to this heat. We'll take you through how long the hot weather will be sticking around coming up.
We continue following breaking news out of Coeur d'Alene. A devastating day there. Firefighters responding to a fire on Canfield Mountain quickly pulled into a life or death scenario no one could have expected. A gunman who investigators say started that fire, then opened fire on the people who came to put it out. Our Derek Strom is live near the scene of the Canfield fire. And Derek, we know the gunman is dead this morning. There is no more threat to the community. Walk us through what we know about what happened.
Robin, there's certainly a lot that we still don't know about this incident, but we'll continue to bring you updates as we learn from what the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office is investigating. We've been seeing sheriff deputies come and go from the crime scene all this morning since we got here a couple hours ago. I've seen at least 5 police vehicles going in and out from the crime scene. The Sheriff's Office says it's already moved the body from the scene, but it expects to find more weapons as it continues to investigate out there today. Now, this all happened in the popular hiking and recreation area north of I-90 in Coeur d'Alene. 40 minutes after the first call came in, firefighters called in and said they'd been shot. For the next several hours, it was a race against time to get them help and to stop the gunman.
We don't train for. It's not something we expect. It's not something our firefighters should have to deal with.
Now, a Coeur d'Alene firefighter was shot. He went through surgery last night, but was described as stable, again, as of last night. And one of the firefighters killed was a Coeur d'Alene City firefighter as well, and the other was from Kootenai County Fire and Rescue. And we still don't know the identity of the gunman. The Sheriff's Office confirmed they exchanged fire with the gunman and found the shooter's body with a gun next to him, but they did not say what type of gun it was. The sheriff's office is also not confirmed how the shooter died as of right now, but we'll continue to bring those updates as we find out more information today. Live in Coeur d'Alene, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
Derek, thanks so much. And it's important to remember this is the beginning of a grieving process for our community. Our condolences are with the fire departments and their families and everyone touched by this unthinkable tragedy. And we want to recap for you the information we know as of now. 2 firefighters were killed, one from the city of Coeur d'Alene, the other from Kootenai Fire and Rescue, as Derek said. Investigators believe there was just one gunman, that he is dead. His body was taken from the scene as the wildfire burned. That wildfire on Canfield Mountain is under control. It's not completely out, but again, under control. Investigators believe the gunman set the fire to lure in firefighters. And finally, even though the suspected gunman is dead, the investigation into what happened is still in its early stages. Stay informed with updates throughout the day on KXLY Plus and, of course, on KXLY.com. There have been some changes made to President Trump's big, beautiful bill this weekend. The GOP budget bill no longer includes a proposal allowing the federal government to sell 2 to 3 million acres of public lands. Multiple lawmakers, conservationists, and activists throughout Washington and Idaho opposed the proposal and its potential impact on local recreation areas. Republican Utah Senator Mike Lee's original draft of the proposal was eventually rejected due to its failure to meet Senate rules related to the budgeting process. Senator Lee withdrew the proposal Saturday night. And Washington Senator Maria Cantwell released a statement supporting the removal of the public lands sale proposal, writing, "Many Western senators who know the value of recreational lands objected to its inclusion. I'm glad our special places will still be available for everyone." The president is aiming to have the bill approved by July 4th. It's now 6:36. Checking in again with meteorologist Matt Gray. How are we looking? Looks like lots of sun out there.
Yeah, lots of sunshine as we get ready for a hot day today. Keep an eye on the Hayden area. This is near the airport, just to show you how much clearer it is than down in Coeur d'Alene. That smoke very localized, along with moderate air quality localized as well. It's all about hot temperatures as we get into this afternoon and for tomorrow as well. Your forecast coming up shortly.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY Plus.
When you get into a car accident, you may be wondering if you need a lawyer.
Well, if you were injured and it wasn't your fault, you should probably talk to an attorney.
Call Russell and Hill. The advice is free.
Call 800-LAW-0842.
Playing First Interstate Center for the Arts, July 8th through 13th. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Love is a lesson that doesn't end. It knows no conditions, so you better buckle in. Love keeps you on your toes. It never stops, only grows. Love isn't easy. It's a commitment, especially when they're being their most resistant. Love is being prepared for the journey ahead. Love doesn't let any concerns go unsaid. Love is finding the right seat so you can take a breath. But remember, love isn't lax. It always double checks. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects.
This is the revolutionary socket fan by Bell & Howell. The amazing 2-in-1 ceiling fan and light. If you can screw in a light bulb, you can hang the socket fan light. Socket fan comes with this handy remote. You can control the light and the breeze that you need. Socket fan fits any standard light socket. You can do it yourself in less than 10 seconds.
And now, the socket fan lights with deep socket extender is yours for $49.95 with free shipping. Order now, and you can get a second fan for 50% off.
Get cool fast with Socket Fan.
When you get into a car accident, you may be wondering if you need a lawyer.
Well, if you were injured and it wasn't your fault, you should probably talk to an attorney.
Call Russell and Hill. The advice is free.
Call 800-LAW-0842.
4 News Now anchors, not just in the newsroom, but in the community, doing the work, listening to you, asking questions to help keep your family safe. We're the people people you trust on your screens and in your neighborhood. We'll always be there on 4 News Now.
Welcome back. It is now 6:40. Starting today, Spokane County will implement a fire restriction that prohibits the use of campfires, fire bowls, and fire pits until further notice. But you can still use manufactured outdoor fireplaces, barbecues, and patio warmers that have spark arresters and chimneys. The only approved fuels allowed are seasoned firewood, briquettes, and natural or propane gas. Federal and state parks may allow designated campfires, but those are determined by those agencies. Violating the restriction is considered a misdemeanor, punishable by fines of up to $1,000, 90 days in jail, or both.
Takeaways today in your forecast: if you can find a pool or find some other way to stay cool the next couple days, it's a great idea. Big temperature jump to some of the hottest weather we've seen this month and this year. Hot Monday through Wednesday, will be cooler by 4th of July.
More construction projects are set to begin today, and they're expected to last through the fall. Lincoln Street will be closed completely between West Boone and Cinto. This closure will allow the city to add protected bike lanes, wider sidewalks, and a new traffic signal at Lincoln and Broadway. Local access and businesses will remain open during the construction. Maxwell Avenue between Pettit and Walnut will have speed and lane reductions through October. This is so the city can add sidewalks, bike lanes, and crosswalk improvements connecting West Central Spokane with A.M. Cannon Park and the Centennial Trail. And a paving project in Airway Heights that's closed 6th Avenue during the day should wrap up today. The city says crews are paving the road west of Lawson to the east side of Ziegler Street. While the work's being done, people will not be able to access their own driveways or travel on the road between the streets. If you live in the area and need to leave during the day, it's recommended you leave pretty much now, before 7 a.m. and you can return after 7 p.m. Again, this one should wrap up today. Our time is 6:42, just about. Planning a kid's birthday party on a budget. Up next, we look at the simple tricks that save money and reduce stress.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
The 4th of July sale is on now at More Furniture with red, white, and blue savings in every department. Just in time for summer entertaining, family gatherings, and holiday celebrations. During the 4th of July sale, you'll get our very best offer. No money down, subtract the sales tax, and absolutely no interest until July 2026. Plus, you'll get free white glove delivery and will remove and donate your gently used pieces locally. Visit your local More Furniture, where everyone gets more for less.
Dads of North Spokane, listen up. This month, R&R RV in North Spokane is making your dreams come true. Trade up your old RV for a newer used RV and get a free Traeger grill with your purchase. Whether it's road trips, campouts, or tailgates, Dad will be ready to roll and grill in style. Don't miss out on this incredible trade-up for Dad event. Visit R&R RV in North Spokane today, home of the West Coast's largest indoor showroom, just off Division at 525 East Francis.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. The winning is just the beginning. So you're looking for something to do? We got you. Want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you wanna do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Go to Lake Casino. At the Go to Lake Casino. Go to Lake Casino. The winning is just the beginning.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at USO.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at USO.org today.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Brainstorm at KXLY.com.
Good morning and welcome back at 6:44. Birthday parties for kids can get really expensive, especially if you're booking places like trampoline parks or laser tag arenas. That's why more and more parents are choosing to celebrate at home. It saves money, but it comes with its own challenges. Hannah Joy has some super simple tips from Consumer Reports to help you throw a fun, budget-friendly party without the worry.
Birthday parties for kids can get pricey really fast, which is why Natalie Gershenstein is already planning ahead.
We've actually enjoyed doing parties outside of the home, but it's more expensive, and we're just trying to think of ways that we can save and do it ourselves.
Throwing a party at home can cut costs, but it also means more prep.
There's a lot to think about when you're baby-proofing or kid-proofing for a party. That includes very small but dangerous items like button batteries, for instance.
Those tiny batteries found in toys, decorations, and even some party favors can be deadly. Experts say to keep them out of reach, or better yet, throw them away.
You also have to think about big things like furniture. Kids love to climb, they love to explore. Sometimes groups of kids can get a little wild. So it's really important to make sure your furniture and your televisions are anchored to the wall.
Consumer Reports tested a bunch of anchor kits. For wood studs, they recommend this metal simple mount kit. And if your walls have metal studs, go with the Quake Hold option.
Take the time to find the studs in your wall and anchor your furniture in at least 2 places. And if you can, double loop the tether for extra strength.
Another thing to think about, food allergies. About 1 in 13 kids have one, and even a tiny trace of peanuts, dairy, or eggs can cause a serious reaction.
I make my home safe for my children in the same way I'd want it to be safe for another child.
So with a little extra planning like safe party favors and clear food labels, you can keep birthday celebrations fun, festive, and safe for everyone.
And if you're ready to skip the goodie bags full of little toys and trinkets, try this instead. Give guests a small gift card for a local bakery or ice cream shop. It's a sweet treat they'll actually use. And a good day for some ice cream today. Look at that sunshine.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's going to get hot today.
Yeah, it is going to be toasty. Like I said, you know, a lot of us were just mid-80s yesterday, so we're talking, 8, 9, 10 degrees warmer today, and then we jump up even more going into Tuesday. So it is going to be, it's going to be a sizzler next couple of days. Let's talk about it. Temperatures climbing over the next couple of days. The hottest weather is going to be on Tuesday, but it's not necessarily going to be cool as we head into Wednesday. However, by the 4th of July, expected to be noticeably chillier than what we have been. I say chillier, but that's not really the good description either. By the time we get to the 4th of July, it'll be a lot more comfortable. We'll see winds for the middle of the week, and perhaps even more than that as we start to see the heat break a little bit by then. Let's go through today, however. So we're in the 60s now. We will be quickly into the 70s here around mid-morning. Notice the winds are very, very light, so it is going to be still and a little sticky, a little stuffy today. Temperatures up around 90 degrees as we get into the early afternoon, and that's where we peak. We'll end up in those kind of lower or middle 90s around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area with those light winds continuing. We'll see some warmer temperatures in the LC Valley where we're talking 99 to 101, upper 90s, Moses Lake, Grand Coulee, and other parts of central Washington. We'll even see 90s in places like Sandpoint. Everybody's going to be feeling pretty toasty. And then comes Tuesday. Our hottest day of the week, as I mentioned before. Triple digits down the line across central Washington and in the LC Valley. Upper 90s even for parts of the Palouse. 96 in Spokane. Coeur d'Alene, St. Mary's hit 95, and we'll end up in the low to mid 90s around the North Idaho Panhandle and the northern Panhandle counties there. Now, the heat will break after that, but still, Wednesday is still expected to be on the hot side, very similar to today. Highs in the low 90s for most of us. By Thursday, we'll notice that cooler weather on Friday here as well. Of course, that comes with its own set of issues here, because not only will that mean the winds will pick up as we get a slightly cooler air mass in here for Wednesday, but we also have the possibility of 1 or 2 dry thunderstorms with a little bit of moisture coming in. What do I mean by dry thunderstorms? I mean, maybe you get like a little spritz or a sprinkle, but it's not going to be anything that's going to really make a difference when it comes to rainfall. It may not even be measurable rainfall. So this is going to be something we're watching very closely. Obviously, with the lightning potential and not much rain, that's always something this time of year we have to pay a very close attention to. So keep an eye on that Wednesday forecast. We'll have a little bit, I think, of a better idea of how things will play out in the dry storm category as we get into Tuesday. And of course, here Wednesday morning, we'll be tracking things. Here's the 4th of July. Looks like a pretty nice looking forecast. Nice for the weekend as well. Just a little bit above average average with temperatures in the mid-80s. So nice looking weekend here, Robin, but it is going to be hot, and that fire danger day by day is going to keep rising and rising.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on it, Matt. Thanks so much. It's now just about 10 minutes before the hour. Your morning sprint is coming up next. Thanks for waking up with us here on Good Morning Northwest. We sure appreciate it. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Travel for Adventures is brought to you in part by TourMosesLake.com.
Your garage door is more than just an entry point. It's also an escape route. Precision Garage Door Service. Fast, reliable, and friendly.
Watch this. It's all 100% real. Witness what happens to this woman's bags under her eyes in an actual time lapse in just minutes. Nothing has been doctored or tampered with. The very real problem will disappear before your eyes and hers with a revolutionary topical formulation that works in just minutes, and the effects will last for hours and hours. Over 1 million people are using this topical technique to visually reduce puffiness and bags. It works on sagging jowls, even fine lines and wrinkles on the face and forehead. Introducing Plexiderm. In just minutes, you can restore and beautify your face, even look years younger. And the look will last all day or all evening.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm just in love with the mirror right now.
Jump on board and say yes to this amazing $14.95 Prove It Plexiderm trial. You'll see why our customers describe Plexiderm with 3 words. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Order right now. We'll pay your shipping. Operators are standing by.
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book?
Covenant Books is an author-friendly publisher who shares your passion and beliefs. Call us today and we'll send you a free author packet to help get you started. We provide a full range of publishing services.
Covenant sells your book and ebook online and in bookstores everywhere. Our authors love us. Just look.
Be like these authors and get your book published today.
To get your free writer's guide, call now.
1-800-215-3680.
Fancy Feast. Chef inspired. Cat adored. Every silky broth. Every impeccable pate. Every delicious detail brings you and your cat closer together. Fancy Feast. Love is in the details.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
It is just about 6:53, time to get you ready to take on your Monday, the morning sprint. It's getting hot out there. Meteorologist Matt Gray is here to tell us where we could see triple digits in the forecast. And Derek Strom, though, live in Coeur d'Alene, where what seemed like a routine call for a fire start was anything but routine.
Robin, there's still plenty we don't know about this incident as the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office continues to investigate the ambush that killed 2 firefighters and injured another. We've been seeing plenty of Kootenai County Sheriff's deputies going in and out of the crime scene. I've seen at least 5 vehicles going back and forth since we've been here this morning just a couple hours ago. We do know the shooter's body has already been moved from the crime scene. Kootenai County Sheriff Bob Norris says they'll be going back in there today, and he expects to find more weapons at the scene of the crime. And you can still smell the smoke in the air here at Canfield Mountain as well, but that fire has been contained as of last night. We'll continue to bring you more updates as they become available.
The community wasted no time honoring these heroes with that powerful show of support. Law enforcement vehicles lining the streets surrounding the medical center. Fire trucks and sheriff's cars waited patiently to accompany the bodies of the 2 firefighters who were shot and killed yesterday. Their bodies taken to Spokane for autopsies. Some community members chose to join that procession, standing along the road, waving flags, paying their respect to the fallen firefighters. And early this morning, both the Coeur d'Alene Fire Department and Kootenai County Fire and Rescue adding a black band to their logos on Facebook in mourning and remembrance, honoring their fallen comrades. Other fire and law enforcement agencies posting messages in solidarity. And support for the community has been pouring in, even as the scene was active. Idaho Governor Brad Little posting on X saying, quote, multiple heroic firefighters were attacked today while responding to a fire in North Idaho. This is a heinous, direct assault on our brave firefighters. I ask all Idahoans to pray for them and their families as we wait to learn more. And Idaho Attorney General Raul Labrador also posting on X writing, these heroes put their lives on the line for us every day. They should never be targets. Please keep our first responders and their families in your prayers. And we are collecting these responses and adding them to our complete coverage as they come in. You can find that on KXLY.com. And this story is gaining national attention this morning. You can see more coverage coming up on Good Morning America.
In your forecast this morning, heat advisory in effect for the next couple of days. If you can avoid spending too much time outside during the hottest parts of the day, noon to about 6 p.m., it's probably a good idea. Some of the hottest weather we've seen so far this year. I'm expecting mid-90s from downtown Spokane to the Valley, Mead, and 9 Mile today, with low 90s elsewhere on the I-90 corridor. We're going to get even hotter on Tuesday with upper 90s in the forecast for some neighborhoods.
The Senate's marathon voting session on President Trump's sweeping agenda bill is underway this morning. During the session known as a vote-a-rama, lawmakers may offer as many amendments to the bill as they want to vote on. Only after that is finished can a final vote on the bill be held. Over the weekend, North Carolina Senator Thom Tillis announced that he would not seek re-election next year. Tillis is one of only 2 Republicans who voted against advancing the tax and spending cuts package, citing concerns about the impact that cuts to Medicaid would have on his constituents. On his social media site, President Trump called Tillis's decision great news. Some changes already made to President Trump's big, beautiful bill over the weekend. The GOP budget bill no longer includes a proposal allowing the federal government to sell 2 to 3 million acres of public lands. Multiple lawmakers, conservationists, and activists throughout Washington and Idaho opposed the proposal and its potential impact on local recreation areas. Republican Utah Senator Mike Lee's original draft of the proposal was eventually rejected due to its failure to meet Senate rules related to the budgeting process. Senator Lee withdrew the proposal Saturday night. And starting today, Spokane County will implement a fire restriction that prohibits the use of campfires, fire bowls, and fire pits until further notice. Federal and state parks may allow designated campfires, but those are determined by those agencies. Violating the restriction is considered a misdemeanor, punishable by fines of up to $1,000, 90 days in jail, or both. More construction projects set to begin today, and they're expected to last through the fall. Lincoln Street will be completely closed between Boone and Cento. This closure will allow the city to add protected bike lanes, wider sidewalks, and a new traffic signal at Lincoln and Broadway. Maxwell Avenue between Pettit and Walnut will have speed and lane reductions through October. This is so the city can add sidewalks, bike lanes, and crosswalk improvements connecting West Central Spokane with A.M. Cannon Park and the Centennial Trail. One more check of weather after this.
From your head and shoulders down to your toes and everywhere in between, Kootenai Health provides advanced medicine right where you need it, right here in North Idaho.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
A penny saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Triathletes, if your body reminds you that you are not, in fact, made out of iron, know that Kootenai Health is here for every stroke, pedal, and step of your journey. Find your specialist at kh.org.
Oh gosh, it looks like a beautiful morning for many of us, but just be ready. It is going to be pretty hot as we head into this afternoon. Low to mid 90s. We'll end up in the middle and upper 90s for Tuesday. Even though the heat starts to break a little on Wednesday, we'll still be in the 90s, and we have a chance for breezy conditions, maybe even a couple of dry thunderstorms. So overall, fire danger going to be rising as we head through the first few days of this week. Temperatures will be cooler, but still going to be pretty dry by July 4th.
All right, Matt, thanks so much, and thank you for tuning in this morning. We'll be following the latest from Coeur d'Alene and bringing you updates throughout the morning. Good Morning America starts right now. We'll see you throughout that.